Okay, we're going to work on a JV game right now. This is, again, opening test for the Panthers against Bethel Park. Teams have been announced. James Bailey in goal. Across the back is Matt Hast. Two Sabosits boys and J.D. Gregorio. And we've got at midfield, we've got Mike Pizzone, Will Sullivan, Garrett Gender. David McCurry does a takedown. And Bethel's taking a direct kick on our back third of the field. Up front, we got Eric Seach and Jimmy Belak. That rounds out the team. David McCurry shields. Ball goes out of bounds. It's a throw in for Upper St. Clair. J.D. Gregorio drops the ball. That's a direct kick on a push. And Peter Sabosits takes the direct kick out. Matt Haas makes a touch. Nice ball down the left side to Michael Pizzone. Streaking, looking for a cross. His red shoes flying. Sends it inside. Matthew Haas again makes a stop. Headed up by Bethel inside. And we had a chance there by Jimmy Belak. Bethel sends it out the end line. And Will Sullivan's going to take a corner kick. Will sets it up in the left corner. Everybody working from the 15 yards, top of the arc. They make a crash. Ball's hooking in. Goalkeeper goes up and snacks it at the highest point. Nice ball, nice save. Goalkeeper's going to send it out on a punt. Crosses midfield. Matthew Haslett's a hit. Peter Sabosits comes behind, heads it out of bounds. Throw into Bethel Park at the 40-yard line on the offensive side. Short throw. Will Sullivan dogging. And sends it in. Peter Sabosits sends it out. Jimmy Belak looking for the ball. Touch goes up. David McCurry battling. Ball saved on the end line. J.D. Gregorio makes the stop. Sends it up to Eric Seach. Eric Seach looked for a ball going down the sidelines to David McCurry. Intercepted by Bethel. Comes back. Peter Sabosits stops it in the middle of the field. Will Sullivan comes back. Touch back to John Sabosits across to the outside. Peter Sabosits makes a touch out of bounds. Matthew Haas going to take the throw. Looking down. Garrett Gender makes a slight touch. Will Sullivan steps in, makes a steal. Matthew Haas settles. Looks for Mike Pizzone. Pizzone going 1-on-2. Gets through. Field opens up. He goes to the corner. Mike Pizzone needs to get that left foot for a cross. Out of bounds. Another corner. Two quick corners in the first 4 minutes here for Upper St. Clair. Will's going to take the kick. Looks like the same set going up above the arc for 6 of our black shirts. Will sets up, drops the arm, goes in, nice ball again. Header coming across. David McCurry hits the turf. Good effort. Score Blackhawks 0, Upper St. Clair 0 in this JV game, first of the season. In the scrimmage, we played them pretty well. We'll see if it carries over. Short toss. Ball back in the center of the field. Bethel sends it into the corner. Matthew Hass on the chase with a streaking number 13. Matthew beats him, sends it back to James Bailey. Bailey clears it out to midfield. Mike Pizzone settles it on the red shoes, sends it in the middle, looking for Jimmy Belak. Jimmy Belak outside Eric Seach. Nice play. Pressure in the corner. Eric Seach makes a steal. Out of bounds off of Bethel. We're going to take a throw. We'll see if we got a long thrower here in Eric Seach. Looking to drop the ball back. Will Sullivan on the bounce. Jimmy Belak. Peter Sabositz forces the ball through the middle. Dogging the player. Peter Nice comes across. Matthew Hass has the ball. Drops it back to Will Sullivan. Exchanging positions nicely. These guys have worked together on a number of cup teams and rec teams. Nice ball. Jimmy Belak in. Shoots it to misses the left post. Beautiful ball set in there. As I was starting to say, these kids have played together on a variety of different teams with rec, with their cup teams. And this JV team may be the team to watch as they click together. Goalkeeper taking a free kick. That turf has got to be hot here in the afternoon. Clears to about the 35. Headed back in by St. Clair. Jimmy Belak again. Will Sullivan comes through. Defense stands him up, sends it back out. J.D. Gregorio tries to step up. Chases back. James Bailey lets it roll into the box. There's a slight mix of juniors, plenty of sophomores, and a couple of freshmen on this team. Dogged from behind. Will gets the call. Direct kick coming from the back. Peter Sabositz takes the direct kick, chips it in. Looking for where the bounce went. Jimmy Belak chasing, out of bounds. Another throw by St. Clair. Peter Sabositz, man, nice feed into the mouth of the goal. Goalkeeper comes out, makes a save. Goalkeeper's going to get to punt this one out. Clears midfield. Peter stops it on a chip. Matthew Hass sends it back in. Garrett Genner tries to settle it. Chases the ball across the field. Still dogging the Bethel guy. Lots of good effort. Headed down by Will Sullivan. Mike Pizzone has control. Comes across John Sabositz to the outside. J.D. Gregorio going down to Garrett Gentner. Sends it into the corner. Dave McCurry coming down there. Can he get to it? No, we're going the other way on a foul, trying to get over top of him. Direct kick for Bethel Park. Taking a direct kick by Bethel Park out of the corner. Low squibber. Dave McCurry steps up. Ball out of bounds. Black. St. Clair's going to get a throw in. David chases the ball down. No ball boys at the JV game here. Getting long runs. Long throw. That was Di Gregorio throwing it in. And we're going with a PK on the grab. Let's see who's going to take this PK. In the box. Long high throw. Bethel Park guy grabbed the jersey, pulled him back down. Will Sullivan's going to take the PK. This is at the 20-minute mark in a 30-minute half. 0-0 the score. Will Sullivan trying to put St. Clair on top. Stutter step saved by the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper punts it across midfield. Matthew Haas foots it down. Out of bounds. St. Clair. Bethel taking the throw. Bethel Park has a throw in at midfield. Substitutions coming in on a hot afternoon on the Bethel Park turf. Mike Pizzone disrupts that. Will Sullivan tries to get the ball. Garrett Gentner back checks. Nice play. Sends it across to Dave McCurry. Eric Seach turns him around. Mike Pizzone has control. Taken off him. Bethel sends it back to the middle off the back of their player. John Sabosa sends it up forward from the back line. Out of bounds. We're coming back Bethel Park. Throw to midfield. Matthew Haas tries to make that stop, sends it over the top. Nobody out there. J.D. Gregorio settles it. Takes it up the right side. Out of bounds off of Bethel Park. We're going back. St. Clair on the offense. J.D. Gregorio's taking the throw. Steps up. Will Sullivan takes it. Anthony Caruso is one of the subs on that throw-in. Ball out of bounds. St. Clair throw-in. Chipped into the box. Bethel going the wrong way. David McCurry settles it down. Mike Pizzone was there. Goalkeeper got in between. Goalkeeper punts out with a quick snap kick. John Sabosis heads it straight up. Header from the Bethel Park player goes back into the box. James Bailey picks it up. James has the outlet. Throws it up in the middle to Will Sullivan. Outside, looking outside, goes the other way. Up the right side, J.D. Gregorio plays it to Dave McCurry. Out of bounds. St. Clair throw by Jay. Sends it into Dave McCurry. Garrett Gentner to Mike Pizzone over the top. Nice ball. Anthony Caruso tries to work his way through the shield. Foul called on Anthony. And we're coming the other direction from the 15-yard line. Bethel free kick. Cross midfield. John Sabosis heads it down. Will Sullivan intercepts, sends it forward, and the back defender sends it on a long kick, long ball. James Bailey corrals it. Gonna punt it to about the 40 on our side. Dave McCurry battles for it on the bounce. Anthony Caruso running through. Bethel clears over top of J.D. Gregorio. John Sabosis tries to send it up. Goes out of bounds off of Bethel. A lot of back and forth play here, with the majority of the play being handled by the St. Clair Panthers. In this JV game, about halfway through the first half. Ball's coming the other way. Bethel on a foul. Free kick over the top to the 30. Hit by John Sabositz from behind. They'll take another direct kick. Bethel Park's going to take this set play from the 25-yard line on the football field. Spotted at about the hash marks. 3-man wall. Lots of pushing going on. Referee's going to stop play here, settle him down. Garrett Gentner in the middle of that. Eric Seach, Mike Pizzone. Play here is to force it over the wall, chip it over the wall, and have a scramble in front of the goalkeeper, and they play it outside. Bethel tries to chase off the flag at the corner, hits the referee in the head, and goes out of bounds. It's going back in as a Bethel Park throw on the offensive end of the field. He tried a long throw. Looks like it slipped out of his hands, went short. James Bailey will pick it up after it goes across the end line. Peter Sabosis will take the goal kick. A lot of whacking and hacking going on in the box there. Peter takes the direct kick out. Nicely cleared to about the 45-yard line. And throw in comes Derek Seach. Well, we got Robert McCurry in playing as a forward. Ball going to the end line. Goalkeeper keeps it in. He's going to get a punt. Bethel controls at midfield. Back check by Anthony Caruso. Garrett Gentner sends it across. Bethel picks it up. Mark Mackey's on the far right side at midfield. And Robert McCurry on the left side at midfield. Like I said, these afternoon games on the turf, and they're going to take its toll on making sure you have some water, making sure you have some breathing time. There's going to be a lot of substitutions here. Ball goes in for a shot by Jimmy Bielak. Goalkeeper takes a short kick out. Robert McCurry tries to step in, forces a kick out of bounds. Matthew Haas is going to take the throw. Looking long down into the corner. But Jimmy Bielak makes a nice shot, looking for the top left corner. Goalkeeper comes out, makes the save. Good shot, good save. Goalkeeper snap kick headed down by Peter Sabositz. Robert McCurry sends it in over the top. Goalkeeper a little indecisive about in and out. And Jimmy Bielak battles for the ball, sends it across. Eric Seach tries to go 1-on-3.
Corner kick for Upper St. Clair.
Corner kick off the Bethel players. Will Sullivan again takes the corner. Everybody at the top of the arc. And we've got 7 guys crashing the goal. There's the kick into the goal mouth. Goalkeeper comes up and over. It goes out of bounds.
Goal kick, Bethel Park.
Nobody touched that on the corner kick, so it goes across to Bethel Park.
Bethel Park substitution.
Whole gaggle of Bethel Park substitutions here.
Number 4, Matt Reed.
Ball sent out by the goalkeeper, headed back by Will Sullivan. Eric Seach foots it down, looks for Anthony Caruso. Robert McCurry steps in. Eric Seach has position, taken down, and we're going in with a direct kick.
Free kick for Robert St. Clair, taken by number 6.
Pat Davis is in, playing on the outside at mid. 4 guys huddled around the ball. Jimmy Belak, Eric Seach, Pat Davis, and Will Sullivan. We're going to see who's going to come out of this play with the kick. Eric Seach comes out, steps over it twice. Will Sullivan, 3-pointer through the goalpost.
Number 8, Peter Sabota,
This
Bethel Park.
goalkeeper taking his time, waiting for the whistle, sends it up to midfield. Will Sullivan controls the ball. Bethel defender sends it up. Out of bounds. Jimmy Belak takes the throw quickly. Will Sullivan streaking in. Out of bounds. We're going to a corner. We're down to 8.5 minutes left in the half on a 0-0 score. Plenty of play in the Bethel Park end by Upper St. Clair. Plenty of chances with corner kicks. And we even had a penalty kick. But still scoreless with almost 8 minutes left. Will Sullivan curls it in. Robert McCurry was there trying to boot it back. John Sabos chested down, looks up forward. Robert McCurry. Danny Sherman's in. Stepping in, John Sabositz comes over to cover Peter Sabositz. And we got Brian Tomacek in the back. Okay, Bethel's playing in the back. Nice ball behind his player. James Bailey chases all the way out to the corner. Okay, recap of who we got in here now. Jimmy Belak, Danny Sherman up top, Anthony Caruso, Mark Mackey, Will Sullivan, and Robert McCurry in the midfield. Pat Davis, Brian Tomacek, and Peter and John Sabositz in the back. Will Sullivan makes a steal. Pat Davis, big boot. Out of bounds. John Sabositz steps up, ball goes around, comes across the middle. Brian Tomacek steps in nicely, sends it to Will Sullivan. Looking for the outside. Jimmy Belak to Mark Mackey, intercepted by Bethel. Will Sullivan controlling in the middle. 1-on-3 comes out of that to Brian Tomachek. Robert McCurry keeps it in. Working. Brian Tomachek. Bethel defender sends it out. Taking the throw in for St. Clair is going to be Peter Sabositz. Garrett Gentner coming in. Header back by Bethel. St. Clair get another throw in coming up the left side. Peter Sabositz throws it over. Robert McCurry tries to step in. Will Sullivan, touch. We're down to 5 minutes left in the first half. Bethel Park 0, Upper St. Clair 0 at Bethel Park Stadium. On this bright, sunny September 1st afternoon, ball sent into the above the arc. Dangerous play on Brian Tomachek called. Again, back third. Not a foul, but a play that is a set play coming from this Bethel Park team. 3-man wall, 4-man wall being set up in front of James Bailey. Chipped outside, hooking, out of bounds. Coming out with a goal kick. Peter Sabositz is taking him for James Bailey. Down to 4 minutes left in the half. Still no score. Danny Sherman tries to go up. Garrett Gentner bumped off the ball. Brian Tomachek makes a stop. Will Sullivan off the defender, out of bounds. St. Clair ball. Brian Tomachek takes the throw, long down the line, over top of Robert McCurry, past Danny Sherman, out of bounds. We're coming back Bethel Park. Will Sullivan steps in, sends it out of bounds, and Bethel's going to gain 10 yards. Another throw in by Bethel Park. That throw came about 20 yards down the line. Peter Sabositz, nice play, steps in, outside to Robert McCurry. Robert sends it in the middle, Garrett Gentner bumped around. Peter Sabositz heads it up the field. Again, ball's falling Peter today. The defender turned. Out of bounds. Quick throw in by Mike Pizzone. Danny Sherman makes a touch. Steps up Peter Sabositz. Over top of John Sabositz's head. Pat Davis comes back. James Bailey comes out of the net. They send it right back in. Bethel Park does. Off the defender. Garrett Gentner tries to knock it down. Defender steps in. Pat Davis dogging him. David McCurry sends it up to Mike Pizzone. Out of bounds off of Pizzone. Bethel Park's going to take the throw in. To the center. Will Sullivan drives it off the defender. Drops back to Pat Davis. Pat Davis sends it forward. Garrett Gentner steps in. Bethel Park turns the ball. Robert McCurry on the touch. Sends it up to Garrett Gentner. Garrett battling. And Robert takes a shot off a Bethel defender. Forced to play it in the back corner. Mike Pizzone was making the play. David McCurry on the turf. Mike Pizzone makes a grab. And we're going the other way. Bethel's going to take the free kick from about the 20-yard line on the football field.
1 minute remaining in the half.
We're down to a minute in a scoreless first half.
St. Clair throw-in.
Most of the chances have been on St. Clair's side. Big throw in by Pat Davis over the top. Steps back out. John Sabositz goes for the ball. Taken by the Bethel defender, out of bounds. And we're under 30 seconds left in the half. Pat Davis makes a long throw. David McCurry. And out of bounds off Anthony Caruso. Bethel's going to have to hurry. They've got less than 20 seconds. Throws it off his own man. We've got an offensive chance here with almost 10 seconds.
10, 9, 8,
Countdown starting.
6, 5, 4, 3.
And the ball stepped in by Brian Tomachek to Anthony Caruso. No shot. At the end of the first half, it's a scoreless game.
At the end of the first half.
TV game. Bethel Park versus Upper St. Clair. Score is 0-0. Teams take the field. And we'll give you the lineup changes here. In goal for St. Clair now is Scott Matthews. Replaces James Bailey. Matthew Hass is back on the left defender. John and Peter Sabositz inside, and J.D. Gregorio. So that's the starting lineup in the back. Garrett Gentner, Will Sullivan, David McCurry. And on the outside, we've got Mike Pizzone and Jimmy Belak up top. Ball coming back in the middle. Peter Sabositz drops it back, or John Sabositz drops it back to Peter. Outside to J.D. Gregorio. They step in on David McCurry. And Peter Sabositz sends it out of bounds. Back line will reset in a flat 4. Bethel taking the throw. Looks down deep. Ball goes up, trying to chip it over the top. David McCurry settles it. His green shoes send it outside. And they call a push on Eric Seach. Bethel take the free kick on the foul. Sends it across in the center of the hash marks. Peter Sabositz traps it. Eric Seach battling. Dave McCurry comes out of that with the ball. Keeps on flying. Outside to Bethel. They're going down to the corner. Bumped by John Sabositz. Takes the cross in the middle. Turns. Shoots. Scott's on the short post. Tried to go short side. Scott Matthews is in the net. Takes the punt. Right at the top of the box. Sends it across the field. Okay, ball goes over the top. Matthew Hass traps it down. Peter Sabositz sends it over to Matthew again. Matthew Hass sends it up. Bethel intercepts. Garrett Gentner sends it out of bounds. There'll be a throw in by Bethel Park. Bethel throw in over the top. Matthew Hass steps up, heads it down, sends it up. Will Sullivan comes out of the pack. Makes a nice ball to the corner. Goalkeeper's really stretched out there, has to play it. Plays it out of bounds at the St. Clair bench. Ball set down for a Matthew Hass throw. See if he goes offensive into the box. Drops it way back. Peter to John Sabositz. Across to J.D. Gregorio. They send it across the field. Sends it back in. Oh, what a play. Jimmy Belak's there off the goaltender's hands and in the net. That was a very nice volley down and sends it across. Goalkeeper tipped it, but it ends up in the net. That comes at the 27-minute mark of the second half. St. Clair 1, Bethel Park 0. It was nice pressure. The ball came across the back line, fed it in. Jimmy Belak was there. Touch at the center of the field. Bethel do the start. Tries to chip it over the top of the defense. Everybody sets back. John Sabositz, Peter Sabositz sets it down. Ball goes out of bounds off of Bethel. Eric starting a long throw, trying to catch Mike Pizzone on the run. Drops it for Matthew Haas to take. Matthew Haas on the throw, drops it in. To Peter Sabositz, drops it back to John Sabositz. Outside to Matthew Haas, looks forward. Nice touch to Eric Seach. Will Sullivan corrals a loose ball. Peter Sabositz tries to get all the way across to J.D. Gregorio. He battles in. Garrett Gentner comes out with the ball. Good ball control. Everybody's chasing him. Garrett's still working. J.D. Gregorio sends it up to David McCurry. Out of bounds off of David McCurry. We're going white ball. And they called a foul. He went with a kick. And chested down by J.D. Gregorio out of bounds. Bethel Park throw in. Drops it into the center, back to the man who threw it in. Chips it down to the corner, out of bounds. J.D. Gregorio trying to get a quick start, throw. Up over the top, Jimmy Belak. John Sabositz steps in. Carries it across the hash marks. Looks for a through ball, didn't get there. Bethel tries to chip it over the back line. Back line staying solid in place. Good ball by Will Sullivan. Tries to catch a streaking David McCurry. Throw in down the line. Didn't make it in. St. Clair throws it over the top. Jimmy Belak settles it. Bethel tries to clear. Matthew Haas steps up, puts the pressure on. And Bethel kicks it out of bounds. Drops it back to Peter Sabositz. Sends it in the middle. Garrett Gentner. Nice effort to get it to Mike Pizzone. Tried to. Out of bounds on the throw. Shielded by Bethel Park. They'll take the throw. Chips it up. Long ball. Nobody out there but black shirts. John Sabositz carries it up the left side. Bangs it off the Bethel defender. Matthew Haas throws it into Eric Seach. Tries to foot it down. Takes it to the corner. Steps inside. Ball's out of bounds off the Bethel Park. Mike Pizzone sets a throw. Back to Peter Sabositz. Sends it back into the box. Garrett Gentner heads it. Jimmy Belak, ball starting to follow him in the second half here.
Go wide by St. Clair, goal kick for Bethel Park.
Okay, we got a goal kick coming out for Bethel Park. Everybody's set up. Again, Scott Matthews had one save early in the second half. Ball tried to chip over the top of the Bethel Park defenders. Headed back by J.D. Gregorio. On a bounce throw in Bethel. Bethel sends it in. Okay. J.D. Gregorio going to take a throw. Looks like he's looking down the line. No, he's going in the middle. Look for Eric Seach. Cleared by Bethel. John Sabositz is on the chase. Scott Matthews has plenty of green in front of him. No pressure. Far left side to Matthew Hast. Carries it up. Headed down by Bethel. Peter Sabositz sends it across the middle. David McCurry comes back, playing in his end. Nice play. Garrett Gentner makes a nice play coming behind the man. Good ball handling. Cross to Mike Pizzone. Good change of field. Bethel controls the ball at midfield. Sends it up. Will Sullivan on the chase. Peter Sabositz. Ball goes outside. Mike Pizzone's out there to cover the far man. Mike Pizzone leaves the ball. Matthew Haas picks it up. And we're going for a throw. Peter tries to help it over the top. Oh, Mike Pizzone whacked that one right off of Will Sullivan's face. Will's back up. David McCurry's back down. David tried playing the ball on the ground. Got the call going the other way. Ball over the top on a quick start. J.D. Gregorio chases it down. Bethel has control in the corner. Off of J.D. Gregorio. Tries to throw in into the box. Scott Matthews comes over. Picks the ball up in the corner of the box. Scott does a snap kick over midfield. Mike Pizzone's on the run. Is he going to carry it in? Nice play by the defender. Oh, Jimmy Belak was there on the far post. Big outlet kick. Got behind the defense and we were on the run. Okay, we've got the goalkeeper coming out with his free kick. Sends it up. Pat Davis sets it down. Tried to look for Mike Pizzone. Ball goes over the top. John Sabositz to Peter Sabositz. Plays it back to Scott Matthews. Scott looks up. Sends it right up the middle. Will Sullivan shoulders a man, gets the play. Makes a nice steal. Mike Pizzone comes out of that with the ball. Matthew Haas steps up. Oh, call against Matthew. Okay, it's going to be a free kick by Bethel Park. Everybody's set up back. Pat Davis, a single man wall. Ball goes in. John Sabositz heads it out. Pat Davis corrals it. Tries to send it to Garrett Gentner. Matthew Haas chests it down. And out of bounds off of Bethel. Mike Pizzone takes a long throw to Jimmy Belak. Belak's in on his own. Is he going to carry it in? Stopped by the defender. Defender sends it out of bounds. Mike Pizzone does a throw right into the Bethel Park guy's head. Keeper makes an easy stop. Goalkeeper sending out on that snap kick to about the 45-yard line. Mike Pizzone tried to corral it. Peter Sabositz steps up. Will Sullivan scrapping it about the 40-yard line. Peter gets it back. Looks up, tries to send it over. Pat Davis is there. Went up. It's going the other way. Didn't get the ball.
All 100% clear. Direct kick to Bethel Park.
Kick goes up. John Sabosit sends it back. Jimmy Belak sets it down. Pat Davis is going in. Sends it back. Garrett Gentner bump. Anthony Caruso tries to send it back. Settles down by J.D. Gregorio. We're going to reset it up again. Matthew Hass is wide open on the outside. Sends it up to Mike Pizzone. Pizzone centers at Will Sullivan on the volley. Anthony Caruso chases it to the corner. Plays it off the Bethel defender. J.D. Gregorio is going to try a long throw into the box. Headed by Pat Davis. Goalkeeper's coming out. Ball's loose. Turn and shoot. Nobody does it. Garrett Gentner tries to get the ball. Mike Pizzone tries to bicycle it in. Pat Davis almost had a foot to redirect. Lots of scramble play in there. Didn't convert. With 16 minutes left in the second half, St. Clair still ahead 1. Bethel Park Blackhawks 0. Bethel substitutions in and out. St. Clair kind of staying stable here. Mark Mackey's in on the right mid. Steps in, makes a nice feed. Keeper comes out, tries to make the play. Tried to punch the ball, got a piece of Jimmy Belak. Ball goes out on the end line. And it's a goal kick by the goalkeeper. Halfway through the second half, we're still 1-0 St. Clair. Mike Pizzone. Pat Davis is there almost. Off the goal post. Jimmy Belak took the shot. Almost all the play has been done in our offensive end, Bethel Park's defensive end of the field this second half. Nice touches by St. Clair. Mike Pizzone settles it into Will Sullivan in the middle. We're going back. Trying to make space. John Sabosits. Over the top. Peter Sabosits outside to Matthew Hast. Matthew Hast going to tried to make the full change across the field. Bethel Park defender stepped in. Was the right idea. J.D. Gregorio was open on the weak side. Ball in. Will Sullivan bumps. Peter Sabosits makes a trap. White throw. Matthew Hass submarines the guy. Direct kick, scuffs it off the turf. Ball goes over the top. J.D. Gregorio takes it on the bounce. Sends it back to the defender. Garrett Gentner heads it down. Ball's on the ground. J.D. Gregorio on the chase. Chips the ball up. Garrett Gentner, inadvertent hand, no call. Throw in by Bethel Park. On a bad throw-in call, we're going the other way. Pat Davis has it. Drops it in. Anthony Caruso had it. Pat Davis back to Anthony. They're playing give and go. Ball chips across. Mike Pizzone battling. In off the post. Pat Davis chips it back. Kind of a strange play. Just send it back in off the net. Squibbed in off the post. Pat's a big body in front of that goal. That's what they were looking for. Made the touch, sent it in off the outside of his foot, spun in. That makes it 2-0 Upper St. Clair JV over the Bethel Park JV at 12.5 left in the second half. Ball goes out of bounds. Bethel Park trying to take a long throw. Too far. John Sabosad settles the ball, sends it up to Pat Davis. Mark Mackey settles it in. Ball goes out of bounds. St. Clair throw it. J.D. Gregorio looks forward. Substitution for Will Sullivan on the outside. Peter Sabosad's out of bounds. We're going St. Clair way. Jay throws it in off of Bethel Park. Jay will get another chance. J.D. Gregorio throwing in. Sends it across. Finds Anthony Caruso. Chip over the top to Pat Davis. He's onside. Trying to step around the man. Gets held playing one-on-one. Ball gets sent back out of bounds. Ball held for substitutions. Eric Seach is in.
Mass substitution for Bethel Park. Number 10, Jimmy Sostek.
Looks like Robert McCurry coming in.
Number 4, Matt Reed. Number 12, Justin Byrne. Number 13, Justin Byrne.
Ball goes out of bounds on the end line. Bethel Park goal kick. Try to pick up on some of these substitutions. Ball kicked out. Mark Mackey sends it back into the keeper. Keeper's going to punt it this time. High punt to midfield, into the sun. Everybody's looking up. Matthew Haas heads the ball down. David McCurry scrapping. Will Sullivan comes out of the middle. And John Sabosad steps in. Settles it down on the back line. Ball headed over the top by the Bethel Park player. Keeper sends it out to about the 40-yard line. Matthew Haas called on a hip.
Kick for Bethel Park.
Bethel setting up. Short kick outside. Clears in. Scott Matthews sees it all the way. Mark Mackey on the outside. Seach is there. Eric Seach. Sends it up to Jimmy Belak. Ball nicely over the top to Anthony Caruso. Anthony turns, picks a corner, and it's past the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper was sliding left. Anthony set it up to go to his right.
Number 5, Anthony Caruso.
With 8 minutes left, Upper St. Clair JV 3, Bethel Park Hawks 0. So we've got goals scored by Anthony Caruso, Jimmy Belak, and Pat Davis to make this 3-0. Mark Mackey set him nice and free out there to get that play moving, get some transition into the offense. Danny Sherman's in. Across the back, we got Brian Tomacek, Peter and John Sabositz, and J.D. Gregorio. Going St. Clair's way.
Park, direct kick from Upper St. Clair.
Peter's taking the free kick. Sends it up across midfield. Will Sullivan steps in. Anthony Caruso on the touch. Oh, he has Jimmy Belak free. Takes a shot. No. Eric Seach tries to take it on a volley. Out of bounds. Off of Peter Sabositz, and we're coming the other way. David McCurry steps in, called for the foul. We're going Bethel Park's way. Good ball control by St. Clair. Looking for the open man. Plenty of touches, and they're moving the ball forward, so we're getting chances. Time's winding down to 6.5 minutes left in the second half. 3-0 Upper St. Clair. David McCurry settles the ball, sends it outside. Jimmy Belak still on the ball on a misplay by the defender. Takes a shot off the hands of the new goalkeeper coming in. Scrambles to make the play before it goes across the end line. Nice punt. Bethel Park sends it up the right side. Peter Sabositz steps in. Will Sullivan controlling the ball in the midfield. Sends it back. John Sabositz back in the middle to nobody. White shirt on a through ball. Peter Sabositz double team. Danny Sherman tried to maintain control of the ball, didn't get it back in. Okay, throw in by Bethel Park. Danny Sherman steps in. Tried to play it off the defender. Didn't go his way. Bethel Park ball. John Sabositz, that time it did. Danny got it right through his legs. Okay, we've got substitutions in the field. James Bailey is coming to play up top. And now we have Robert McCurry coming in on at the midfield position. Danny Sherman's in. Ball chips in. Scott Matthews calls keeper and clears the ball out to J.D. Gregorio. Danny Sherman makes a stop. Okay, we've got St. Clair throw in on the midfield. Headed forward by James Bailey. Anthony Caruso corrals it. James is in on the run. Out of bounds on the end line. It'll be a free kick for the goalkeeper. So across the back, we have J.D. Gregorio, John Sabositz, Peter Sabositz, and Brian Tomacek. In the midfield, we got Robert McCurry and Anthony Caruso, Danny Sherman, and David McCurry. And up top, we've got Will Sullivan, and we've got James Bailey. Danny Sherman dogging him. Ball goes out. J.D. Gregorio gets more than the ball. He gets a piece of the man. Winding down to the 3-minute mark. 3-0 Upper St. Clair over Bethel Park in the JV game. Substitution. Throw in Bethel Park. Starts the play. John Sabositz tries to send it up to Danny Sherman. Stepped in by the defender out of bounds. Jay throws along. James Bailey tries to shoulder it down. Goes out of bounds. Throw in. Anthony Caruso tries to step in. Ball goes all the way across to the other side. Brian Tomachek. Nice play. Stops, send it up. Bethel intercepts. Gets position. Anthony Caruso sends it in on James Bailey running forward. Goalkeeper bobbles it, but James doesn't have a chance to recover it. We're at the 2-minute mark left in the half. St. Clair throw-in. Peter Sabositz will take this one. Goes long down the line. Dave McCurry tries to head it in. Recovers it. 1-on-2. Looks for a cross. Ball goes outside. Bethel sends it up. Anthony Caruso steps in, makes a nice tackle on the ball. Robert McCurry outside. Nifty ball handling coming up there. Danny Sherman tries to go through and nutmeg the guy, doesn't make it. Coming back out as a Bethel throw-in. Drop pass. Danny, that was out of bounds off of Bethel. We're going Upper St. Clair. 1 minute mark left in the game.
1 minute remaining in the game.
Controlling plenty of the play, Upper St. Clair is. And the scoreboard too, 3-0.
Direct kick, Bethel Park.
Okay. Clock's winding down, less than 40 seconds. Long kick over the top. Leaving the ball, get to Scott, gets run over. Peter Sabositz run over by the defense. Scott puts it down, short kick. Up to Anthony Caruso. Gets sandwiched by a double team. J.D. Gregorio sticks his leg out, makes a stop. We're doing a lot of pushing here.
9, 8, 7, 6.
Big throw over the top. It's the referee whistle, a bad throw.
1.
Okay, at the end whistle, the horn sounds, and it's Upper St. Clair 3, Blackhawks 0 in the first JV game of the season. Thanks.